Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. Got the 2010 Ford Escape. It's got the big 3.0, and it's got no brakes. So the brake pedal goes right to the floor. One of the dump valves in the ABS module is stuck, and it just bleeds out all the pressure. Got a new ABS module for it, or the hydraulic portion of it anyways. We're going to swap over the electronics so we don't have to program it. You get that put on there, and it also needs some actual mechanical brakes, pads, and rotors on the front, so no big deal. It's got some loose ball joint. It's got a tie rod that's coming loose on it. So a couple of things. Let's get after it. Here's the ABS module. Lives down here. Module and the hydraulic control unit, and there's usually a couple coolant lines that run here, but I zip tied them back to the EGR tube so they would be out of our face. I 100% was not going to record this because it's difficult one to record. We'll do the best we can. It doesn't look like a terrible job. Relatively common issue on the Fords in general. Fords and Lincolns, you know, you'll see these ABS modules or the hydraulic portions of them fail. And they've had some recalls on some of them. This one, they have not. So I think I'm gonna probably get this line here out of the way. Figure out what's up, Mrs. O. You need me?
Just wondered if anybody been at our couch this morning yet.
I haven't seen anything pop up on that. Oh no, Yoons was there. Oh yeah, she went early. I saw her on the cameras. But yeah, we'll get this. It looks like evap line here. Maybe. Oh nope, that's a gas line. That's actual fuel line. So this has gas in it. Maybe move that. Maybe we won't. We'll get the lines off the master cylinder that go down to it. Unhook the rest of the lines. Try to get the bracket loose. Let me show you what the new unit looks like. And so here's the brand new one from Ford. On these, I simply don't dare get a used one because they are so failure prone. But here's our new one. Of course, we put our module on there. That's all of our solenoids. And then this has power that goes to the pump. And then if you take that off, your warranty is void. So there's that. Let's get after it. Step one. Get a diaper. We're gonna stuff a diaper under it because we're gonna make a mess. I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be brake fluid drippage, and we'll make a small effort here to catch some of it. And perhaps once we unhook these, we can push the pedal down and lock it down to prevent it from BPing everything out of the master cylinder. That's the plan. 14 mil. Millimeter. Crack that one for 120. Try to stay out of your way. Am I in your way? Can't tell. We're gonna crack that one. Prior to coming in here and getting all cracked, let's be smart about this. Be smart. Smart first, is what I always say. Let me put in my top secret code here. And then we're gonna go like so. And then we're gonna go like so. Work it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take a few pictures and just in case, because you never know. We're all walking around with these cameras in our pockets nowadays, so take advantage of it. And now that we have these cracked loose, I'm gonna get a pedal depressor. I'm gonna go in there and push down on the brake pedal. It's gonna squirt out some fluid, don't worry. And we'll hold the pedal down until we're finished with this job. And that should keep it from leaking out of the master cylinder. That's a sometimes but not always situation. Most of the time it stops or at least slows down the fluid flow here. So that one's out. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do this. Just like so. Just like so. That makes sense to you? Give that a little snuggie. We'll do the same thing on this one. This one we may pull off all the way. Just to get it out of our way. took that other line off, set it up there. Set it up out of the way. And then we'll just unhook these other lines here that go to the wheels. Not a big deal. Get them off. Try something here. It might be a big fat waste of time. So the module is held on to the bracket with, I think it's 3 bolts, but they do go into the module, and I don't know if they have Loctite on them or if they're all corroded. I'm just curious if I can just take the 3 bolts out, just pull the module out, leave the bracket. Okay, so there's one there on the front side. And I believe there's 2 underneath. I'm just going to try to reach up under it with a stubby ratchet. Probably just as well to pull the whole bracket, but we'll just see if we can do it like this. Connector's kind of a pain to get to. And then now, but again, I don't know if we'll be able to get it out or not, because yeah, it sits down into the bracket. Okay, let me see about getting that electrical connector off. It's got 2 it's right up against the steering shaft, right next to it, 2 pinch tabs on the side. You pinch it and then swing it up and open. It's gonna be a real pain right in your ding dong. So let me fiddle with this for a while. See if I can't get to that dang connector. Oh, push, push, push. There we go. Ta-da. Easy. So we can separate our module here. It feels like a T20. Oh, that one cracked. Oh, that one cracked. Oh, wow. Whose lucky day is it? So if you're putting a used one in, you can do the same thing. Just transfer this module off from your OG, assuming there's nothing wrong with it. This one didn't have any ABS lights or anything funky. Just stuck mechanically. Sometimes these, you can smack them with a hammer and actually get them to work again, or cycle the valves. You know, the dump and isolation valves, cycle them, you know, a bunch of times, or go out and do some ABS stops with it. Sometimes you get them to kind of kick back in, or like I say, sit there and cycle the valves while you're smacking on it with a hammer, but it's usually temporary at best. So just be ye warned. I'm gonna take and wipe that little guy off. Get her swapped over to the new one. This is where it passes power through to the pump. Get all your little solenoids lined up. And that's it. It's that simple. Called down to the Ford garage, got us some new screws, because sometimes you have to be semi-destructive taking these apart. This one was conforming, worked well. I don't remember if these have a core charge or not. I don't think they do, but don't check your box until you know. Stick that in there. Ooh, it's looking like it's time to get a new torque screwdriver. So I'll twist it up. It's from the Mac Tools. That's what I call their Fisher Price series. They used to have a really nice torque screwdriver, hard handle, and I don't know, I had them for years and years and years. Finally broke one, and then they come out with these Fisher Price ones with the clown handles on them, and they're just junk. Absolute junk. Yeah, their quality, in my opinion, went right in the toilet. with their screw, as far as like their screwdrivers and their Torx drivers and their nut drivers, all the stuff they had that used to be nice, their scrapers. When they went away from the hard handle stuff, went to all the made in China, you know, Fisher Price stuff. It took a pretty big dive in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. It's also why we don't have any sponsors. They don't want to hear the truth. They can't handle the truth. So slip that little guy right back in there. And then put your 3 screws in it. Little dab of Loctite. And then obviously, you know, get down there with the torque wrench. Torque it to factory specs. Which we did. You know me. Remove your do not remove under the penalty of law tag. And then we'll start hooking stuff back up. Be very careful not to cross thread anything. Although that guarantees it will not come loose. It's really not that good. It's not that good to do. We'll get the lines back about where they were. Yeah, resist the urge to put a wrench on any of these until you completely thread them in by hand, or at least have them started for several turns. I know how tempting it is when you think, well, maybe it just needs a little. It doesn't need just a little. Trust me. There we go. So I get this done so I can eat some lunch, and then we'll come back and we'll work on doing all the brakes, or fixing the front brakes rather. We'll check, clean, and adjust the rears if necessary. Drums on this little guy. Okay, we'll do that. We'll have fun. It'll be a good time. That looks like that probably goes there. Can you guys see? Haven't had any real fun stuff going on here lately. Every car that's come in that's had something fun has been just an absolute toilet that nobody wants to, you know, fix. So been a lot of time wasters. Very frustrating past couple weeks. You know, people making the appointments and then you're not getting the whole story, or so that gets super frustrating, extremely. Where'd our other wrench go? Anybody know? Hello. Not trying to knock customers or anything, but the whole say less, pay less mentality is just starts to suck, because you just gotta play the stupid game the entire time you're on the phone, like trying to draw. Okay. Trying to draw out all the information, like, you know, then the car shows up and it just, you find out that they just told you the answers that they knew that you wanted to hear, and you know, it just, I'm not gonna piss and moan about it too long, just for a little bit, but it's frustrating. But that's the price you pay for working for Joe Public, I guess. You just keep grinding though. Come and carry on. Okay, so everything's kind of very lightly snug. I'm gonna go eat lunch. We'll come back and get her done. Another one towed in. Drive them out, tow them in. Seems to be the theme here. And poor time management. That is my other theme. Because we're getting down to crunch time here. We gotta get after this thing, get her done. Get her done. Where are we at? So we may not have the optimal viewing angles for you folks, but I'm gonna try to let you see a few things here. pins I just did the other side. And these caliper bolts, caliper pins, bolts, whatever you want to call them, man, they were wicked tight. I thought for sure they're going to be cross-threaded. Lucky for me, they were not. They came out harder than a banshee. That one's all good. Alright, before you get all gung-ho, take the bleeder cap off. On the other side, it was a 3/8, which I thought it would have been a 10 mm, but it was a 3/8, a little smaller than a 10. That's what this one appears to be as well. Yeah. Hallelujah. And I thank you. So that works out good. Just want to make sure we can get that bleeder loose. So we're 50% of the way. We've got two of them loose at this point. We're going to need to get the back ones loose as well, obviously. There it is, old son. Well, those. Go back down. I was gonna say cover your face, but too late for that. This side is not as bad as the other side. Squeeze out a little juice there. She's just about touching the metal. Close. A little more on the top. The other side was closer. Well, I don't know. Probably about the same. You can see the pad there. Pretty well smoked. And on the floor, there's that. Of course, now I need one of those pads. Come over here, that way you can get it all in your bucket. Assuming you have a bucket on the ground. There's that. Let's close up that bleeder. We're gonna power bleed these. With our old Brannock. Hang that up on the hook. Had a heck of a time getting that control arm off the other side. Should have recorded it. It did involve fire and an air hammer and a pry bar. Just a tinge of foul language and some prayer. All at one place. And it came out. So there's our bracket. We'll go blast this. The style's kind of a difficult one because you can lube it. It just doesn't stay lubed very long. However, it's nice because it's the style bracket that doesn't really tend to seize up the pads either. So it's a good style brake system for the PRNY. Show you how the dog does it. Big nasty. So, I need another cart. That's what I need. We're just gonna do the control arm over right here. Now this side I checked that the bolt that goes up through comes out, because the other side, that's what we're just having a hard time with. You guys have seen lots of videos of us doing those. And so this side I came over, I'm like, well, am I gonna have to fight it over here? The answer's no. Whoa, dude. Wow, I think it's stuck like Chuck. Zing, zing, zing. She was stuck. Now the other one came with a new bolt. I don't know if this one does or not. Hopefully, same brand. Just gotta get that bolt moving. That's all. Give her a little persuasion. Get the old tickler here. Goodbye. Spray a little of this on there. I don't know why. Hope. I'm gonna make a penetrating oil called Hope. Okay, look at it. Go make your comment, okay? Get it out of your system, kid. Let me get this started, then go get some safety squints just in case. All right, let me go get something. Strangers in the night. Oh, baby, yeah. Get some. I think we hit bottom, boys. Stand by. Stand by. Put this on the other side. Yeah, baby. It's a lower control arm tool. I think Astro Tools sells these now. Got a couple of them. I don't remember what brand the other one is. Now I'm near certain that that back bolt will come out. Oh. I already gave her a few Oogie Duggies. Yeah, baby. Out she comes. Trick me ma taught me right here. You ready? Pay attention. There it is. So there's our bolt. Stick the wrench on it and then Oogie Duggie it down. And don't say I never taught you anything. And then this one, ooh, we got some stuff in the way. The other side had stuff in the way, but I didn't have the camera on, so you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. What size is that? It looks like a 15. Dig through the junk. They got the Astro pneumatic. Astro pneumatic starts with a P. P is in pterodactyl, as I like to say, when I'm trying to use my phonetics. P is in pneumonia, if you will. How many people just Googled pterodactyl to see if it started with a P? Huh? Guilty, aren't you? Yeah, well, I don't understand the language either. Come on, mother. Oh, there we go. Come on, baby. Oh, hello. There's this control arm. Needs a ball joint. We always do the arm because usually the bushing is smoked. This side's not terrible, but it's starting to tear away. It's only a matter of time. Right where I wanted it. Spritzer with, whoa, an old fluid film here. Straw back on there. Oops. Blast up in there. There we go. Here we go, folks. We'll slide the new one up in here. Hopefully. It could be a little tricky to get in the back. It's got a wiggle. I'm getting the alignment bar there in the rear. Alright, but you can only go, whoa! Hang on there, fella. If you're doing sway bar links at the same time, it's way easier. Because the sway bar is what inhibits you from going up in all the way. Alright, where's the bolt? There's the bolt. We're going to spray a little fluid film on it. Probably will never have to do these arms again in the rest of its life. Get this side started, then we'll get the back in. This way it's not popping out on us. If your ball joint does come with a protective boot, leave it on there so you're not whacking on it. You don't be whacking it. We don't need to tighten this one up all the way just yet. And I'll make sure it's started. There it is. Oh, let's see. Then we got the big bolt. Big one for the back. Spritz it down. The guy at Wilbert's will thank you. Maybe not directly, but in his mind he will. He'll be like, wow, I'm so thankful. Come on, man. Do a little trick me ma time. Get this thing out to the edge here. Whoa, got me. These are difficult because they're on an angle. Like I say, if you unhook the sway bar on both sides, pick the sway bar up, then you can lift up on your control arm a wee bit more. We'll do this. Grab yourself a 1 1/8 inch wrench. This will allow us to turn this and put it in at the same time. We'll come back and torque that to specs, obviously. But that's an old trick Meemaw taught me. You just gotta make sure it doesn't have to be the size, but that your wrench is big enough to come off the head of the bolt. That way there you can kind of tweak the bolt over. Just like as if you're in there with a alignment bar. Most of these bolts are self-centering. The nuts floating up inside there in a cage, so rarely would they grab cattywampus. If they did, you're screwed. Because if you spin that nut inside the frame, it's a lot bigger of a deal, okay? So then this front bolt, once we get it all together, we'll tighten that at ride height. But for right now, the control arm is not quite at ride height, it's down just a whisper. I'm gonna snuggle it up a little bit. And when we get it over on Josh's side, over on the alignment rack, we'll just crack it loose and then re-torque it with the torque wrench, obviously. As you guys know, we always do. Oftentimes off camera though. Not to bore you. Ooh, that's a finger pincher. There's that. Okay. Y'all still with me? I just went full southern on you. Y'all still with me? Let's find the new bolt. Make sure your ball joint is in fully. A little notch in it. If it's not in, your bolt won't fit in there. Okay. And then we'll stick that on there like so. We will grab the torque wrench. And the regular wrench. We'll very lightly snug this. Whoa, dude. Get on there. I can grab a open wrench here. Well, let me go grab the torque wrench for real and torque it to specs.